You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to the Sheena Metal Experience with your host, Sheena Metal, right here on LA Talk Radio.
That's right. It's the Sheena Metal Experience right here on LA Talk Radio. For more info on the show, latalkradio.com, SheenaMetalExperience.com. Don't forget to email me and let me know what you think of the show. If you're looking for me on social media, it couldn't be easier. I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. I'm also the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity. We're at raisingthevibration.org, and I am raisingthevibration.com. And I have my own psychic spiritual practice at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. Today it's Psychic Tuesday, and you know what that means on the Sheena Metal Experience? That means it's time for another broadcast of Light Workers Unite. That's where I get together another light worker, and then we do some psychic readings, spiritual healings, spiritual counseling, whatever you need, spiritual questions, paranormal questions. We are here for you. And if you want to watch all of our past broadcasts, every single one of them is up now at WeLightWorkersUnite.com. When do I ever say I'm 100% caught up on something? Hang on, let me think. Yeah, never. Okay, my guest today is the amazing shaman and spiritual healer, Rebecca Haywood, and we're going to be helping you out today and taking your calls and hopefully making some of you feel better today. Thinking of it as like a big online healing circle. And Rebecca and I have a very exciting announcement about next week. And go.
Yes, I am so pleased to announce that I have been invited to do my own radio show here at LA Talk Radio. Yay! Yeah, and it's going to be extra special. It's in a different studio. We're going to have like super professional video and as well as the radio audio, of course. And it's going to be incredible. The show is going to be called Shameless Feminine. And it's for you men as well, because we all have a relationship with the feminine. And we're all in this time right now of this feminine energy rising, and yet in a new way, right? We're all ready for the pendulum to stop swinging and for that masculine and feminine energy to stand together hand in hand. So that's what each week is going to be about. Every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m., here on LA Talk Radio, right after Lightworkers Unite.
Right after. Well, yeah, that's right, on Tuesdays, right after the Sheena Metal Experience Lightworkers Unite broadcast.
Yeah. So every week you get to tune in.
Yeah, and I'll be there too.
Yeah, and we're hoping to be able to take calls as well, so we can speak with you directly.
We will take calls.
Yes, we will be taking calls.
I will be handling the calls in the same professional way I handle them here.
Yeah.
And so there's no worries.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's a definitive starting next week. And the only thing that's in question, really, is 7 to 8 or 7 to 9.
I think you're going to do the 2 hours.
Oh, my God.
I don't have a doubt.
I know. Mind. I mean, really.
I don't think any time is
1
set.
hour is going to go so quick.
I just don't think you're going to do it. I think you think you're going to do it, just like you thought you weren't going to be in the video studio.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, I don't know. What about the video studio? And you kept saying, no, I think. And I'm like, and then she comes in today. She's like, guess what? And I'm like, gosh, you'd think I was a psychic.
Well, it's just so fancy in there.
Psychic stuff never works on
I'll
yourself.
have to put on my fancy pants for that
does
show
work on your
every
best
time.
Friends. I know I'll have to wear a clean shirt and pluck my nose hairs.
Well, we'll just make sure that they pan out.
I'll be off on the side because I engineer from the side in there. So it's actually better for a host in there because your producer, engineer, second chair is more off to the side, and you're right in the front.
Oh, but I want you in the screen.
No, you'll see.
with me.
You'll see me.
Okay.
But I'll be behind all the fancy technical stuff.
Aha.
Feverishly getting callers on hold and doing my thing.
I love it.
So I'm just getting the link right now and putting it out everywhere, and then we're gonna put it all around, and then we've got some of you waiting to get on already with us, and that's very exciting. But I'm very excited. Welcome to the family, first of all.
Thank you.
I'm thrilled to be doing a new show with you. And also, Psychic Tuesdays just got more psychic and more groovy.
Yeah.
So how cool is that?
Absolutamente.
I just named it Psychic Tuesdays. Like, I didn't even give the station a chance. I'm like, it's just called Psychic Tuesdays now. Well, because I do two shows and we do the same thing on both shows on the same day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun because, like with a lot of the folks that we're going to have on the show today, Rebecca, folks that didn't make it on Haunted Playground today because we didn't have time to take their calls, will now be on today's show. And it's nice. It's nice for folks that really want to get on the air, for there to be another place for them to go. And for folks that are hanging out in the chat room, enjoying both Haunted Playground from 12 to 2 p.m. and then again this show on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be nice that instead of it being over at 7, they'll be able to now come over and watch Shameless Feminine. And also there will be a Facebook Live broadcast for that. So there will be a chat room that they can hang out in there too. And everybody will just carry over. So many of our people that love us and follow us are the same people anyhow. And now the family will just grow more as one, which I think is beautiful, because I love when tribe expands.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so great. We get people from all over listening in.
It's one of my favorite things. And I'm excited for my folks to get to see and learn more about you.
Yeah.
And what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be able to be a second chair, which I never am.
Well, I am so honored that you're willing
Thrilled,
to.
and be able to spend more time in the chat room, which I never get to.
Yeah.
You guys get to spend a lot more time in the chat room during a show than I ever do.
Yeah.
And plus, I love to produce. Producing radio is my favorite thing. And I actually like to call screen. So I think I like the mechanics of it all. Angelica Perman was on Haunted Playground today, our friend Angelica, and she said, you have this amazing way of like your left and right brain work at the same time. And I'm like, I know, it's a trip, right? But it's one of my favorite things. So if you want to get on today and get a reading with Rebecca and half my face, I'm just kidding, because she has her Instagram going right now and you can only see half my face.
Yeah,
on
sorry,
Facebook,
guys.
you can see all of me. Why not take all of me? You just text me. Here's my phone. This is what we're texting for Instagram. Here's my phone. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. Send us an email and we are more than happy to get you on for a reading, some healing, some counseling, some questions. A lot of times people just have questions about their gifts, about developing their gifts. So many different exciting things we have to share with you.
Yeah.
And,
One of our callers from 2 weeks ago actually has started a healer's apprenticeship with me.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm so happy. It's like,
I love that.
yeah. And Sarita, my grandmother, is so happy because that's really what she meant when she said, carry on my lineage. Just keep teaching the work, honey.
And I had a client today that I met in Dallas, because I just got back from Dallas 2 weeks ago, last week.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that my Dallas family and my LA family are kind of coming together with my international clientele. And everybody's going to be together on Friday, August 9th. I'm teaching a webinar called Why Do I Feel Everything for empaths. Right? Rebecca and I know nothing about that. And I would love for you all to take part in it. You don't have to watch live. You can sign up for the class afterwards and watch. But if you watch live, then you can be a part of the chat room that's happening, and you can also ask me questions live. It's going to be about an hour and a half, and probably will run over with questions because I know I won't want to leave as long as I'm answering questions. And it's $20, which is nothing. And go and do it. Go to miraclesofjoy.org and click on webinars, and then go to the upcoming webinars, and I think it's the first or second one there. You'll see it and sign up for it. It's great. If you want a direct link, send me a text or email me, and I'm happy to get you a direct link. So, all right, so let's see who we've got coming up first. I think we have Buffy up first.
Ooh.
So,
Does she slay vampires?
I don't know if she slays vampires, but I do know that I've got a whole bunch of people on my phone right now that want to get on the air with us. So let's try.
Fabulous.
I know Buffy really wanted to get on Haunted Playground today, and there was a weird technical thing happening with her phone. So I'm going to put her on first if we can get her on. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's give this a try. Look, I'm not wasting any time today, am I?
No.
We had so interesting, Angelica, we're talking, we had Dee Dee, Candy, Buffy, like all these LaJoy. I'm like, oh, it's like all cheerleaders, like all cheerleader names. It's like a beach movie from the 60s. And another one that was totally like that too, and I can't think of who it was. Okay, so Buffy, here we go, my friend. But for whatever reason, Skype did not want us to talk to Buffy.
If you're just tuning in from Instagram or Facebook, I guess on Instagram you don't have the description. So we're on LA Talk Radio here, and we're on Sheena Metal Experience, Lightworkers Unite segment. So if you go to my profile and you see my latest post, it's Radio Time post, You'll see how you can call in. The phone number's there. And basically all you're doing is texting that phone number.
It's my phone number. It's not some weirdo. You're actually texting my personal cell, so nobody will see any of your information.
Well,
about
she
me.
is kind of a weirdo, but anyway, so just find the number, read the instructions in my post, and that's how you can get on the show. And all questions are welcome. We're giving out spiritual guidance, healing love, psychic readings, you name it.
Whatever you want, we're here for you.
We gotcha.
We're here working as a team to make your life better, and I love that story. Okay.
Yeah.
Again later. Goodbye.
Oh,
Uh-oh. What did it tell me? That was strange. I don't know what that was. You see, we keep having I'm going to have Buffy call us.
there's been technical difficulties in the studio
you think
today.
there's a huge Mercury retrograde happening. Okay, we're going to have to go to somebody else, and then let me see who else
it
is
took
ready.
me like 2 hours to book my plane ticket today to Mexico because
Oh.
the sites kept crashing.
Oh, goodness.
And then the price would go up next time I'd log in.
Oh, no.
It was-
Okay.
It was very rude.
All right, let's see. Let's see who's up next. Let me look at my list. Hang on. Look at the list. Look at the list. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready for your reading. This is what I'm just going to post for everybody right now. And if you've just texted me, I will get to you in a second. We're going to get somebody on the line, and then I will make sure to get your information and get you in, because I see there's like a whole bunch of phone numbers
Yay.
right now getting ready to go here, which is very exciting. Oh, yep. Okay. So tell us what's going on in Mexico.
Yeah, so Mexico, August 1st through the 10th, I'll be in Mexico taking a group there. There's still a couple slots available if you want to jump on in. It's not too late. And we do an amazing healing journey down there. This one is called Shameless Heart. And right now, it's this fabulous group of women only. So men, you sign up, you're lucky.
Isn't there some huge discount for men too? And then
It still stands. $300 off for men. And sisters, if you bring a sister, you get each get $150 off. So yeah, just for having a penis, you get $300 off. Yep, I said it.
Dear God.
But
Dear
I'm not
Lord, Rebecca.
Hey, I just do what the mother tells me to do. She told me to get the men to come.
Oh my
Apparently,
God.
it didn't work.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be for women. It's interesting how your life has been interestingly focused since you moved to Los Angeles.
It's very true. Like I
It's a sisterhood
I was
time.
hesitant in pursuing the radio show, which starting next week is going to be Shameless Feminine. And I was hesitant with that because I'm always like, I don't want to exclude the men, and this message is for them as well. And we all need to heal our relationship with the feminine. And yet I know it's to be honored. And this trip,
men are gonna
originally,
feel
I was
left
going to have it be a Shameless Feminine trip. But again,
Now
it's
it
like,
is.
oh, but the men.
Yeah, what's with you and but the men?
But the men.
Maybe this is your time to heal the women.
I guess so.
Maybe universe is trying to tell you this is your time to heal the women.
I guess so.
And that's what Shameless Feminine is gonna heal everyone.
Place in my heart for men. I grew
Well,
up
we
with
all have
3
special
brothers.
place
I
in
have
our
the
heart.
dearest dad any girl could ask for.
We all love our men, but that doesn't mean you're not here to heal women right now. Doesn't mean we don't love men. Everybody loves men. Everybody since the beginning of time has loved men. I don't think men feel that they're not loved. Shauna, welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thank you, Sheena.
My
Rebecca, you ladies rock.
Hi, Shauna.
How may we help you, my friend?
Well, shoot, where do you start, right? So to narrow it down, something happened to me May 18th, and I want to hopefully get some enlightenment from it.
Okay.
That was around the Scorpion new moon.
Right. That was a
Okay.
crotch puncher. The Scorpion new
Right.
moon.
Well, it punched a hole through my head, and the next morning I woke up and I quit smoking.
Good.
Out of the blue, Sheena, this is supernatural.
Right.
Whatever happened, was supernatural.
That's good.
And last year I had, I think, an NDE,
Okay.
and it's been kind of leading up to something, and then this happened. Spent 4 days at my dad's house, and with the intention to quit. I've been trying to quit for years.
Okay.
And I woke up one day and it happened.
That's beautiful.
And I would like some insight or maybe some direction or some maybe reinforcement that my intuition is on point.
I think your intuition is 100% on point. I mean, I think that sometimes, honey, when we're putting off doing something, and for whatever reason, we are saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that someday. I'm going to quit that smoking. Boy, I tell you, I'm sure going to quit that smoking. And then we don't quit the smoking. Oftentimes, universe comes in and says, hey, remember that smoking that we were going to quit? Yeah, okay, it's done. And they just do it. I mean, I think that is the epitomal definition, my friend, of divine intervention. And I think we sometimes don't know what to think of when we think of divine intervention. But that's what it is. It's universe saying, yeah, we've decided you're done with the smoking. So there you go. And you have to remember, when you have a near-death experience, and I have had one, there's like a little piece of you that's gone home that when you come back, that little piece of you is still at home. I mean, I think inside of all of us, there's a little piece of us that's always part of home because that's where we come from. But when you have a near-death experience in your consciousness, which is not always the case from life to life unless you've had an NDE, there's a little piece of your consciousness that stays at home. So you're kind of connected to home in a way. And so I think that has opened you up spiritually more so that you can receive the messages through a larger channel than you could before. It's opened your channel up a lot, like, putting a stint in your artery somewhere. It's opened everything up so the messages are clearer. And I think that message about quitting smoking just came through like a thunderbolt, and then boom, and it's done. Does that make sense?
It does definitely make sense. And that's about how it went down.
And
I
look
woke
for
up
more.
The next day, and it was like, boom.
Yeah, more is coming.
I'm excited. I'm preparing.
More messages from Spirit are coming. Are you ready for that?
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
Yes, I am awaiting. I've approached it. I'm in open-armed embrace with it. I have never been on such a roller coaster, a pleasing roller coaster that's very scary. I don't know if that can make sense.
Makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Rebecca, what are you getting?
Yeah, I just, I commend you. I congratulate you. This is a rare experience that you've undergone here, and that is continuing in your journey forward. And what I'm really called to share with you is just to keep,
I can't hear a thing, Rebecca.
Oh, you can't?
Oh, now we're having that problem again. Okay, this is what you do, sweetheart. Come on over and share with me.
Snuggle up.
Come snuggle with me. Hang on, Shauna. Help is on the way.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, love.
Coming in clear.
All right. So, yeah, basically, I mean, I commend you. This is wonderful, amazing. I honor this very rare event that is happening for you. It's amazing and incredible. And so, keep saying your prayers of gratitude. Gratitude is what keeps the door open. It's like the welcome mat at our door saying, come on in, keep on coming in, more please. So, keep saying those prayers of gratitude, and really, you were talking about it being such a crazy, pleasing, but kind of scary roller coaster ride that you're on. And so what I invite you to do is just dedicate like 15 minutes a day. Do you meditate at all?
Yes.
Yeah. So just dedicate like 15 minutes a day of your meditation to this aspect of just really expressing your gratitude for this opening that has come for you, and iterating that you are available to continue. Use me how you will, kind of thing, because that's what I see is that this is a huge invocation to service, and that Spirit is really just cleansing you of all of those habits and energies that you were participating in that weren't serving your path of
Yes.
service.
Absolutely. We're going to be right up on this thing like
Yeah,
we're singing in
baby.
a band.
Sha-na-na.
Yep. Get used to get it's time for the cuddling.
Sorry, Instagram. I wish we could like move you over, but that's the best we can do.
Well,
Anyway, does that
lovely
make
ladies.
sense, Shauna?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Good.
in a big way.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
So glad. Sweetheart, you take care of yourself, and we love you, and we're thinking beautiful things for you, and we want the best for you, and you've got our info. Stay in touch and let me know how you're doing, because I want to know what's going on with you in this awakening. What an exciting time for you, and congratulations. So exciting. So exciting. So excited for you. Okay. So, wow, that was awesome. All right, I think we're going to get Michelle on next. Let me see if I've heard from her. I've got so many people in my phone right now. If anyone saw my phone, they would cry. It's like an air traffic controller phone.
Does the link automatically update?
Oh, you know what? Pull your mic over.
Will it work?
Pull your mic over. Yeah, and then because everybody can hear you but the callers.
Oh.
So when we don't have a call, you're talking to that one. When we do, you're talking to this one.
Okay.
So what did you say?
I was just asking if the Facebook link would automatically update that I already shared since it was the old link.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
And it
will
just fixes
automatically.
it everywhere it shares?
It will fix it everywhere it shares.
Yay, fantabulous.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get Michelle on with us now.
So Instagrammers, if you want a view where you're actually seeing this gorgeous lady to my left as well, you can head over to Facebook at Shaman Sister, and the link is live there with a better framing, because Facebook doesn't force us to do vertical.
Exactly. If you don't care if you see me, then stay right where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird, because I know I put Michelle in. Is there a Mercury retrograde? Wait, is it Mercury retrograde?
Hey,
there she is. Here we go.
Were there like 5 planets?
Hey, wait a minute. Is it
Oh,
Mercury
like
retrograde?
making love last night? Was that last night or that was Monday
Was that
night?
making love? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought it was
that was
angry
Monday. That was
cats
last night.
mating. Michelle, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. It's so great to have you here, my friend, and to hear your voice. Say hi to Rebecca, and how may we help you?
Hi, love.
Hi, Rebecca. My name is Michelle Green,
Hi,
and I
sweetie.
was wondering if you could provide some guidance into my career. What does the future hold for me?
Yeah. Do you want? Can I go real
Go
quick?
for it. You got it.
Okay.
I feel you.
I'm right on it.
And
I'm right on
fuego,
it.
and
Here we go.
fuego.
Sweetheart, I have a question to ask you, and I say it with love. Okay.
Okay.
Why don't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
value you enough? Why do you always put you last, sweetheart?
Oh, now that's a good question. I guess it's in my nature. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to do better.
Good for you, baby. Because universe is telling me that in career, a lot of what's gone, things that you've wanted that haven't happened, or that haven't happened in the way or as much as you have wanted, or in as much of a lucrative way, or a prosperous way, or a way that makes you feel heard and seen and satisfied, is because oftentimes, sweetheart, you're not asking for what you want. And so on the earth, 3-dimensionally, oftentimes spiritually, you don't ask for what you want either, but they're talking about 3-dimensionally. You know, human beings can be an aggressive animal, and you need to be assertive with them. And in some ways, you haven't stood up enough and really voiced what you want. Is that true, sweetie? Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it certainly does. Yes.
So it's so important that you just say, you have a right, honey, to ask for what you want. You're a special, smart, capable, beautiful woman, and you have a right to say, this is what I want from my life. You're a good person. You would do anything for anybody else. And sometimes you don't use the same love and attention that you bestow on others on yourself, honey. And so, and you need to make yourself a priority, because I feel like you always feel like oftentimes feel like you're the one who gets looked over, or who doesn't get doesn't get picked for the thing in work. you just feel like, to me, see, I'm clearing my throat chakra. You don't feel like you have a voice, and you don't feel like you're being heard.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you could benefit from so much more self-love. and more of taking care of you. And even as I see that, as I say that, I feel you resist a little bit, like, ugh, not me. I don't have to like and pay attention to me. But yeah, you kind of do, sweetheart.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
I
very
just
much so.
want you to look at you and see all the beauty that I see when I look at you.
Okay.
That would make me so
I
happy.
will- Okay, I will try.
And when you do that,
It is
love,
hard.
I know it's hard. I get it, sweetheart. I understand, honey. I've been there. I know it's hard, but when you start doing that, you trust me, you're going to see the differences opening up in business. And it's going to be miraculous and beautiful.
Wonderful.
You know?
Thank you so much.
You bet. And
Yeah.
here's Rebecca. Hang on.
All right,
Okay.
snuggling up here. So, okay, my love, I echo everything that Sheena just said. And what I want to bring into that is that this is why, because when you ask the question, can you tell me about my career and what's to come? There was this big black void, just of nothingness. Not that there's nothing coming for you, but that you hadn't asked for it, that you're not asking for it. And as soon as you get into this place of honoring yourself and giving yourself permission to dream your dream, you know, not what others have told you to do, not what you think is right, the shoulds or the shouldn'ts, but according to your heart's desire, according to what makes your heart sing, okay? And I heard you in response to Sheena going, okay, well, I'll try. So I want to give you a little something that you can play with, okay, to kind of bring this home for you.
Okay.
Because it can be a big step for us to just go from self-loathing to self-love, right? And to really give ourselves permission to dream. But we all have been kids once, right? And really that kid still lives inside of us. And we all remember playing make-believe. You remember playing make-believe? Right? And
Yeah.
in the world of make-believe, there are no rules, right? And you get to be anybody you want. So I want you to play make-believe with yourself. And in that world, be anybody that you want. You even change your name in that world. And start to see what really makes your heart sing. Because when we lift up the matrix that we have fixed ourselves into, right, we start to dream outside that matrix box, right? And we start to
Right.
loosen up our hold on ourselves, on all the shoulds and shouldn'ts, and all the cans and can'ts, okay? So I want you
Yeah.
to just start playing make-believe with yourself. Create an imaginary world where you get to be anybody you want and do anything you want, and start to dream that, okay? Just start to dream that and see
Okay.
where it takes you, and have fun with it. Have fun, because that's where, you know, that heart passion comes from, is when we're having fun. Those are the best ideas. That's where they come from, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right,
you.
love. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
We love you, sweetheart, and we're thinking about you, and we want the best for you. Let us know how you're doing, and thank you so much for the call. What beautiful people today.
Yeah.
All women, though. Rebecca's going to give a guy $300 to call in. Just kidding. You know I live to tease you about things like that.
Yes.
It is funny.
Well.
I think it's funny because you're the most like female-centric woman that I know. Like everything's like sisterhood, but then you always want guys participating. It's like that's such an interesting, like all Scorpios, you're a beautiful dichotomy.
Yeah, well, wheel. What can I say?
All right, we're gonna get Crystal on with us. If you want to get on with us, you send me a text message 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. And I'm putting the link around everywhere. Anybody who hasn't been on before flies to the top because that's how we do it. And because it's only fair, we're trying to give everybody a chance to get on if they can. And, you know, that's it. That's all you have to do. Any question is okay. You can ask us anything you want. I'll answer anything. I'm pretty sure Rebecca will answer almost anything. I can't vouch for her because she's a whole separate human being, even though we're sitting here like Chang and Ang right now. We are actually two different people. But I can tell you I'll answer anything because I have no secrets at all. So we're going to get Crystal on the phone with us right now. And then I'm out putting this link around, trying to get it up everywhere, which is important. And it's important to get as many calls in as we can. So it's Lightworkers Unite. here on the Sheena Metal Experience. We're at latalkradio.com, at the LA Talk Radio page on Facebook. We're live right now, all over my Facebook and Rebecca's Facebook, and also if you want to see our past broadcasts, welightworkersunite.com. Crystal, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Say hi to Rebecca and welcome.
Hi, love.
Hi, Rebecca. How you doing?
Doing great.
How may we help you, sweetheart?
Well, there's a lot of things I need help with, but
Okay.
I think I've decided with the question, I have been haunted by the number 44 and 444.
Okay.
I see it everywhere, every single day. I've been in touch with my spiritual side, trying to learn more right now. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these fours, and they are just absolutely everywhere. I see them on the clock every single day, every single time. I see them behind every car I'm on. It's insane. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly is it trying to tell me. What am I not getting?
Okay. Well, I can help you with that. That's easy peasy. So 444 is the miracle number for angels. And I think it definitely means that your angels are looking out for you. And I think the message that angels are trying to give you is that you need two very important words that they're throwing at me, sweetheart. One is trust and the other is surrender. And I feel that, look at my throat chakra now. I feel that you have issues with trusting with your brain what you feel and know is right in your gut. That is a thing with you. And then with that comes the release of just accepting, the suspension of disbelief, the acceptance that all of the things spiritually that you are feeling are actual real things that are happening, and not just your mind playing tricks on you, or you making things up because you want it to be, or
right.
I mean, that's something that you struggle with.
I think I'm really seriously, I don't care if people think I'm crazy or not. It is just so hardcore with me. It's not even funny. And it's not just with me, it's with my twin flame. And so I've got someone who's experiencing all of these with me. So it's amazing to feel this. And I just wish I would have felt this when I was younger, because I would have looked at life a lot way more different,
Well, I think you did have that life when you were much younger, sweetie. And then as you got older, like so many of us, you sort of socialized and culturalized yourself out of it. But I think that definitely was your life, honey. And I think that it's, you are this miracle, and you are a person you are a gifted person. And you know that you have spiritual gifts. That's not a secret to you. But still, there's a part of you that thinks like, oh God, I'm just making this up, and I'm nothing, and why am I being like this, and why would I lie to myself like this? And you like I said with our last caller, sweetheart, you need a whole big old dose of more belief in you. That is something that you very desperately need.
I think, I do. And I think everyone could always use a good dose of that,
I agree. But you especially, because you can be extremely suspicious, love, of things that make you happy, right? You're such an open channel, an open vessel for so many different things and ideologies and modalities in the world, unless it has to do with something that benefits you. And then there is this suspicion. It's like you would be the first one to encourage somebody else's gifts, but you're the last one to accept those gifts in you. And I think it's just that you just need to believe more in you, sweetheart. Does that make sense?
I would absolutely agree. Yeah, yes, it does.
And so when something happens, like you see the 444, or you feel something, very spiritual that's happening to you, instead of your initial gut reaction to be to dismiss it, let the angels help you through this trust and release, and switch your thinking so that your gut reaction becomes, oh yeah, that's exactly what that was. Now, if it turns out it's not, If it turns out, the banging on the wall is obviously not a spirit because a rat crawls out of it, then, you don't have to be that person that overcorrects in the other direction. You can say, oh, okay, I understand this particular thing was of this world. Okay. But I would love to see you sort of switch your thinking, sweetheart, so that your gut reaction is always, oh, wow, that is something spiritual that's happening.
I would absolutely agree with you. And I'm actually in the process, and it's really goddamn hard to switch my thinking over.
I know, honey. I know, baby.
But moment by moment, right?
Yeah,
I'm getting stronger.
Exactly. You a little bit at a time, one day at a time. My mama used to say, just one day at a time. Every day that you believe in yourself, every day that you're not doubting yourself, that's a good day. Great. One day under your belt, let's go for 2. And after 2, we'll go for 3, and we'll just work from there. And the thing about,
and then it flies by, and then you realize, yeah.
And the thing you said about wishing that you had had this life your whole life, it's so easy to want to go back and fix everything in our lives from day one. But the bottom line is, sweetie,
I don't regret a thing.
Good.
I don't regret a thing. It makes me realize and appreciate all the bad shit in my life.
Good. Good for you, love. Good. I'm so proud of you. All right, I'm going to give you to Rebecca. Here comes the squeaky mic arm.
Thank you.
Okay, love. Wow. So much that I want to share with you. And really, if there's one word I can give you, it's receive, receive, receive. That these moments that are arriving to you, all the 444s, are just trying to get your attention for something that they're trying to give you. Okay? And you don't have to know what that something is. It's not about the something. It's about the everything. And it's really about that, taking that moment, taking that breath to receive, to just open yourself and recognize in those moments when they pop up, when you have that sense, or when it grabs your attention with the 444s, take a breath, become present, and say, I receive. I receive. This is here for me. I receive. And though we don't have to go through years of psychotherapy to go fix what was, right? Because everything is perfect in our lives. Everything that we've been given, we were given for a reason. Every challenge, every moment of beauty, given
it
for a
balances
reason.
out somehow.
Yes. And yet that younger self in you, that little girl, also needs to receive these moments. It's that old part of you that isn't receiving, that built up the shell that you experience today in your adult self. Does that make sense? So I want her to receive with you, okay? Instead of just like, okay, I survived and it's done, and thank God I'm not back there anymore. I do want you to go back there, not into the ugliness, but to go retrieve the light that you were and the love that you were, the precious one, the innocent one, the one that was already open and receiving. Pull her back here now with you. Every moment that you have that 444, take her hand and together receive that moment, receive that message, receive whatever gifts are coming. Okay?
Wow.
All right. I know that touched something.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. All my love, sweetheart.
We love you, sweetheart. We're thinking such good thoughts for you, and we just want you to be happy, and we want you to be healthy and balanced, and I want you to go on and be the best friggin' light worker that you can be, and help and heal others so that no one else ever has to feel alone or sad or uncertain or all the distrustful or all of the things that you felt in your life, sweetie. You're here to accept your gifts so that you then can help other people navigate through their gifts. And that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful gift, and you're a beautiful person, and we love talking to you today, and we love you. And we're thinking good thoughts. Let us know how you're doing. We would love that. If you want to get on the air with us, like these lovely ladies did, like Crystal did, like Michelle did, it's so easy to do. All you have to do is text me, 818-437-0886, like Shauna did. We're desperately seeking Buffy. We're trying to find Buffy so we can get Buffy on with us. And we've got some more people that want to come in right now that we're trying to get on. So
And if you're just tuning in on Instagram Live and you want to be able to see this beautiful woman next to me, Sheena, yep, she is there.
It's a quarter of my face. Look, half my face.
It's not just my spirit guide talking out loud for y'all.
I thought I'm your spirit animal.
Something. My spirit's something. I don't think I can say that word on on the radio, though.
Oh, no. What is that?
I don't know yet.
I want to hear about that later. Now you're just flirting with me.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys can head over to Facebook if you want to see the full frame at Shaman Sister. It's live on my business page feed. And if you're looking for the phone number, how to get on the show, just go to my latest post and all the information you need is there.
Nice.
Okay, loves?
Nice. And we're going to get Jesse on in just a minute, but I have to put Jesse in the system. So the reason that you guys text me, and there was 2 reasons you do it like this, because I like to explain the hows and the whys and the wheres, because that's me. The first thing is that it's a wonderful way to screen when I can make sure that we know who we're calling, we know who we're getting. You know that you're calling us. You know when your time is, so you're not surprised. You're prepared, and I love that story. And then there's not a bunch of there are very few situations where we try to call somebody and they're not there, or we get the wrong person. We're not picking up the phone blind, which I love. The other thing is that our Skype system works like if we really want to be able to control calls, we have to put you in the system and then we have to call you. So that's why we do it like that. So let me text Jesse and just let Jesse know that you're next, and then we're.
It's so fun sitting on this side of the table.
Is it fun? Well, you get used to it because you're going to do it next week.
I know.
You're the big number 1 chairperson.
Seeing all the innards of the radio show.
All the innards. It's like you're lifted up LA Talk Radio skirt. That's what's under here. Up and up, up and up, up. The Skype song is about to start, but I pull it down so you guys don't have to hear that. So, I think we're there. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
Oh,
I am dropping off my daughter with her mom just to do the exchange with split custody. Can you give me 30 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Jesse's doing his thing. You didn't know that Jesse was a guy?
I didn't at first.
I did. I knew Jesse was going to be a guy. I was going to say, I think we have a man. And I thought, oh, God, don't do it. And then Jesse turns out to be a girl. And I get Rebecca all excited a man's calling. So, but then lo and behold.
Like something else.
Oh, no. Like what?
I don't know. Like maybe we need a, 900 number?
Oh, Rebecca's waiting. 1-900 shaman woman. All right, should we just hold
it? You guys
this?
hear me? Or...
Yeah, we got you. You ready?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can now, yes.
Okay, good. We were giving you time to drop off your little one. We were being courteous.
I'm not used to this courteous from the world. I appreciate it from you. Thank you.
Hey, it's our pleasure, our absolute pleasure, sweetheart. Say hi to Rebecca, and what may we do? What can we do for you?
Hi, love.
Hi, Rebecca. I'm a Scorpio. I heard you. I'm riding right now.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot about myself through experience. And there's a lot of things that have fallen into place for me spiritually recently.
Beautiful.
I started following her on Instagram. I kind of set up my Instagram maybe a month ago just to only be around spiritual light workers, etc.
Nice.
I've learned a lot of things that I kind of knew from day one as far as the programming goes, living in America, etc.
Uh-huh.
The one question I have is, I get the sense that I recently found out about a traumatic event that happened to me when I was a kid that happened one time back on October 19th of last year.
Okay.
I'm 37 years old. I don't believe in death. I believe in that we're all forever. I kind of always kept that personal, but come to find out there's a lot of truth to that perception.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I have a question for is, what are, a lot of light workers around me here in my environment that I've found, I can tell they're pulling punches instead of just putting all the cards on the table. And I would just like to know what things I need to resonate with right now on my journey to be the best I can be for myself, which is new to me a little bit per se. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to just talk for 1 second, and then I'm going to hand it to Rebecca.
Okay.
So this is the thing, sweetheart. There is no right and wrong in your light work. Like there is no right and wrong in spirituality. For me, the only right is work within the light. don't do anything to hurt anyone, harm anyone, take advantage of anyone. To me, those are all things of the negative, and you stay in the positive. You stay in the light and away from the darkness. After that, I think of our spirituality and our spiritual gifts as like a giant salad bar. So, I hate onions. Onions are always on the salad bar. I never take the onions. Doesn't mean the onions are wrong for being there. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong for not taking them. So think of it as a giant salad bar laying out in front of you, and you pick, love, whatever resonates with you. And those are the things that are supposed to be in your life. Those are the things that are supposed to be your spiritual ideology. Now, from that ideology, you pick out the things that you want to deliver as a light worker. And whatever are the things that resonate with you are the things that are supposed to be part of your spiritual palette. And there is no right and there is no wrong as long as you walk in the light. Does that make sense?
Roger that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, like, I have a wonderful friend who was the most spiritual person ever. And one day she said, I have to tell you something. I don't resonate with Buddha. We were here on the air. And she said, I don't resonate with Buddha. And everybody was like, oh my God, like she had, seriously just mooned us all because, oh my God, not Buddha. But she's like, I don't know what it is. Like, I have Buddhas and she owns a store. She's like, I sell Buddhas and I don't mind the Buddhas being in my store. But I look at Buddha and I'm like,
Right.
So, okay. I mean, everybody has a thing.
And for me,
I'm sorry?
right. For me, that's the opposite. Buddha's calling my name.
Yeah, me too. I love me a Buddha. Yeah. So, but everybody resonates and doesn't resonate with certain things. And that, see, I'll tell you mine. I have absolutely no urge to feng shui my house. I don't want to put my bed in one corner and something in my toilet. Doesn't interest me. But you say that and people in like a new age community, suddenly somebody screams out loud and someone faints. So everybody's spiritual palate is okay. Just like you wouldn't sit down in the Sizzler and go, oh, look at your salad plate. That's wrong. Yet we feel like we can do that with people's spirituality, and I've never understood why. And I've seen me some funky looking salad plates, and I've seen me some funky spiritual plates. And I think, you know what? If that's what floats your boat and makes your freak flag fly, fantastic for you. And now I'm going to give you to Rebecca, sweetheart. Hey. I wish you luck on your journey, love.
Hey, thank you.
Was there another question in there? I felt another question.
Maybe I should put all my cards on the table. The one thing I'm struggling with is I'm just a type 1 diabetic who is becoming more and more awake every single minute on my journey at a more rapid pace than in the past. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of found that that's the same for a lot of people that are looking to be awoke. But I don't know, since I was a kid, like I always put out there, but I just wanted to be the answer and the solution for the world's problems. So I always looked to help everyone facilitate theirs, and I learned a lot. I'm having a lot of blockage issues with going back and forth, obviously, with my diet and stuff, which can affect your thoughts. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing everything I can to facilitate me being the best I can be. I think that's the main purpose for all of us, but I'm just really trying to zero in on that because of a lot of unique circumstances that I kind of put myself in, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah. Well, I really want to validate the path that you're already on, and yes, your body is really important. It's kind of like the foundation, right? The body and the worldly dream. We can only build our spiritual home so high and sturdy if we have a sturdy foundation, right? So that worldly dream and your body is part of that, is really important. So it is important that you become disciplined for yourself in that, and it will become easier and easier as you do. Okay, it will feel less like a chore. Okay, and really recognize it as an act of love. Because as you know, in Buddhism, right, the body is your temple, right? So this is, you're just cleaning up the temple, you're tending to the temple, and making sure that the temple is happy, so that then you can meditate in the happy temple, right? So
right.
Yeah, and you mentioned kind of getting free. I don't think you used the word domestication, but that's absolutely part of everybody, or should be part of everybody's journey. And yet, we're in a time right now where it's less about having to turn over every stone in our mind and having to work at each one and whittle each one down. rather it is more and more people are able to simply step in to that space of other, the space between, as we call it in the Toltec. The Nahual is the space between the stars, the space between form, right? And so more and more people are able to do this, where we simply step into that space between and recognize that we are not this story or the emotions and the thoughts that come from it. And so
Yes.
what I really invite you to do is just really keep practicing standing in that space between, holding that space between, and then blasting that light to all of the stones in your mind, right? They become transformed.
Right.
They become transformed. And part of your work is in part to understand those stones, okay? So it's going to be easier for you to understand them when you're standing in that space between, rather than being burdened by the stone, having it inside of you, having swallowed the stone, okay?
Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense to you? Because that's part of your work, is to help others step through, right? And that requires a language, and that requires an understanding of the matrix. So just simply getting free from your matrix is going to be kind of skipping a little step that is going to be giving you
Right.
lots of tools for other people. So recognize that your own journey of evolution, of self-awareness, and of finding and embodying that space between is an act of service, not just to you, but to humanity. One, because what we transform in ourselves, we transform for all, but two, because you are going to be stepping through that with an awareness and developing a language that will help people, let go of their own stones and find that space between within themselves. Does that make sense? It resonate with you?
Yes, that resonates very well with me. Thank you so much for those words.
Yeah.
It kind of co-signed what I was already thinking, and sometimes I wander a little bit deeper than I should instead of holding the space, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Holding a positive space is a new practice for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that has attempted resonating with me from the universe for many months. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad I have at least a good enough memory to remember that it's always been there.
Yeah, it's always been there. And now it's just, put it into practice and see how effortless it is, when you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And when you do it for another. Just start putting it into practice so that you can not just remember that it exists, but you can hold that witness, gather the evidence, collect the faith that, hey, this is all I need is a healing tool. Like, this is it here. And then,
Right.
yeah, I need some keywords. I do need some understanding so that I can recognize the stones that other people have swallowed, right? I can recognize them. I can feel my way into them, or I can hear them speaking in between the words, right? I can hear them.
Right.
And then now I know where I need to direct this spaciousness. Now I can hold this space for them of simple positivity, love, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Jesse, one more thing before we go.
Okay.
You got one more? No, you go.
you go first.
No, you go first. No, because you're on
Okay,
a roll.
I just wanted to say, and please, 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 in your journey of spirituality and awakening and being the light that you already are, please, 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 and I say this to all men, do not sacrifice your manhood in the name of spirituality, okay? We don't want that from
Right.
you. We don't want that from you, okay? Your manhood is not at shame or blame here. And, I see so many men abandon their masculine in the name of being spiritual and softening so completely into their feminine, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? It's beautiful, but we need the
Right,
balance.
right.
We need the balance, right? And so please
Well,
don't do that.
The reason it was easy for me. The reason it was easy for me to do that is I'm a full-time dad with a 6-year-old daughter for 7 days on, 7 days off. So that whole journey is just opened my mind to the idea of the feminine side.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I went in with a little too much love, but I'm pulling back out with that, and you kind of co-signed what I was already thinking. Anyway, so I appreciate
just
that.
let them be in balance inside of you, and just whatever you do, don't shame that masculine energy in you, because it's absolutely beautiful and necessary, and your daughter needs it as much as she needs that feminine that you carry.
Right. It's kind of funny, the rest of the world perceptions are very funny when it comes to a dad doing things for their daughter that they're not willing to do for their daughter because they'd rather
Yeah.
have the mom do it because they're in the same household together. But,
Sure.
you know, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that as a little joke on the side. But,
I think it's beautiful. All right, let's have a diabetic talk for a minute because I'm also a diabetic. So I'm a type 2 diabetic in remission, which means I now have normal A1C and I don't need anything. And I did it all with diet. And I know with the type 1 it's a different story, but two things.
Right.
The first thing,
type 2 diabetics have given me tons of light in my life and tons of hope over the last 27 years. So
good.
it's okay.
So there is my journey has been that when you really clean up your diet the way that your pancreas really wants you to,
Yes.
there is a super high that comes with that. And you realize that by eating some foods that weren't good for you, you were covering a lot of your spiritual gifts. And it's almost like a vision quest. When I quit sugar, I felt like somebody had ripped the skin off my psychic eye. And I was like, oh, wow,
Right.
I'm seeing like a fly now in like 32 directions. So know that as
Okay.
you're cleaning up your diet at the same time that you're growing your spirituality, that those two things are working together. So your spirituality is exploding all at one time. And a lot of it is that you're not
Right.
covered up by, the excess carbs and the sugars and the glutens and all of the chemicals and things that are horrible, one, for your pancreas, and two, block your gifts from coming in. So that
Yes.
the second thing is, and this is just a person to person thing, there's an amazing book that helped me get my sugars right. When I found out I was a diabetic, my sugars were at 503. I know. And
Okay.
and it's called the 30-day diabetes cure. And it literally in 30 days, my blood sugar was 120. And he has
What's with the raw food thing in Arizona? Is that the same one?
not raw food. He's actually in New Mexico. He's a nurse he's an EDD
Okay.
that became a nurse practitioner and teaches regular and holistic medication. No, it's very
What
brass tacks. It's very normal person brass tacks, which I loved.
Yeah, New Mexico is a healing agent for the whole universe. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
What is the author's name? I think I may have read it in the past.
Stephen Rippich, StephenRipich. And I had him on the show here. He's been a guest here because the man literally saved my life. In 30 days, my sugar went from 503 to 120. And it was all learning about like what sugars, what things you're supposed to eat, what things you're not supposed to eat, and how diet can supplement everything that you do.
Yeah, and I've done a little bit, of that more than once. Like I used to weigh, I don't know, like 100 pounds more than I am now, and I did all that, but I didn't bring my spirituality with me. It was all like a mathematical thing. Just
Sure.
eat all the great
Yes.
stuff that makes you feel good and
Yeah.
just let go of everything else. But I felt so good so fast, I didn't realize that I had it all figured out because I went back to eating predominantly unhealthier
Yeah.
food, as
Yeah.
far as blockage foods versus circulation foods. So yeah, I appreciate your words. I
No,
really do.
my pleasure. And you know what? You've got my email and you've got my phone. And anytime you have a question, if you want me to text you that information, I will. He claims that in
Right.
many cases he's gotten type 1 diabetics medication reduced by 90% just by adding that.
I've been to that point. I've been to that point before where I was down to like maybe 1 or 2 shots a day. But the problem was I did it all by myself. I didn't have, like, when your blood sugar's low, it's like the most nervous. You feel like you're gonna have a seizure, and you almost open up a hopeless loop in your head.
Yep.
Instead of a hopeful loop.
Yep.
And I've played with that energy my whole life just out of curiosity.
Yep.
And I appreciate your words. You're awesome. And like I said, my email address, like, preferably I'd like to just get to Puerto Rico or Costa Rica where I can stay in a circulation type environment as far as food goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in Utah, and it's, just the air quality alone is enough to make anyone go to the ER any day of the week.
Mm. Where are you now?
But I'm in Salt Lake City.
Okay. Yeah. Think about it. And you know what? Think about the ocean. The ocean air is fantastic. Any ocean is fantastic for it. And the most important thing I can tell you is just get off chemicals. Chemicals in food is the absolute worst thing. Your pancreas hates chemicals. And also chemicals block your spiritual gifts. Get away from the chemicals is the best advice. I mean, you'd be better off to eat raw cane sugar than something with chemicals.
Exactly.
It's literally changed my life, and I was 200 pounds heavier than this once, and I'm still a big girl, but I was a really big girl.
Big, beautiful.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. When I sat around the house, I sat around the house. And I tell you, it's my spirituality fixed so much of it, and it's so much been a spiritual journey for me. So you take care of you, my friend, and we are always here for you, and we love you. We appreciate the call, and you stay in touch, and I'm happy to send you that information and hook you up with Dr. Rippich if you'd like me to. It's absolutely my pleasure. Rebecca? Did you want to say something?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
You're gorgeous.
I thought you did.
You're
Aren't you
gorgeous. I'm
sweet?
proud of you and your healing journey.
You're
How far you've come
such
and
a good person.
how committed you are to your body and your health.
Still working on it,
incredible.
right? Every day we work on our spiritual journey. And I think that's something I tell my clients all the time is don't expect that this is just going to be done immediately. It takes time to fix you. You're working on physical things. You're working on emotional things. You're working to get past life blockages and early childhood blockages. And you're working on physical things, and you're working on nutritional things, and you're working on sensory things. And it's a lot. And you can't expect it all to happen at one time.
Right.
You
Well,
know?
and we each are given our journey.
Yeah.
It's for me, I've been very blessed that I haven't had physical challenges as much as I've had, the traumatic experiences, the emotional. And yeah, those came with brief physical challenges, but I haven't had that journey. I wasn't given that journey of disease, physical disease, but I had the emotional, mental component. And I really honor those that are on that physical healing journey because, at least I can kind of keep my journey to myself if I want to, which is another challenge unto itself, right? We sometimes don't ask for the help that we need, and nobody can see that we need it because we're not showing them. And yet, when one has that blatant physical journey that they're going through, it suddenly becomes everybody's business, right? In their mind. And then everybody has an opinion about what you should be doing or what you're not doing right.
Absolutely.
Or what you didn't do right. And, it's just like I feel for those on that physical journey because it isn't just between you and God, you and spirit, because everybody else wants to step in there and give you your opinion. And it's a lot in this world. There are a lot of opinions as it is. And to have people throwing opinions at you, unasked opinions, it's a lot.
And, it's been an interesting journey for me since I hurt my knees, and people know I damaged my knees in a musical where I got up on after I fell and finished the musical and did 2 more nights of the musical and sang and danced. A musical about women's wrestling. But when people see me on the cane, they'll walk up and they'll say, is it because you need to lose weight?
Right.
It's like, you know what? Why don't you go sit in front of the TV, eat a bag of chips? I hurt myself falling off a stage.
Yeah.
Now, I probably would be in better shape if I was thinner. I'm not blind. But it's interesting how people feel, like you said, when something's on the outside. Like I've had people tell me, like, don't you want to lose weight? And I'm thinking, don't you want to quit Coke? Like it's because mine shows on the outside. People feel like they can say whatever they want to.
Right.
But we all have stuff we're carrying around. We just can't see everybody's.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to be kind to each other and think about what somebody else is going through and not judge when you see something.
Yeah, recognize that we don't know what they're going through.
Yeah. But boy, this year has toughened me up in the most beautiful way.
Yeah.
It has made me so aware and so strong. And now when I walk in a room and I get that look like, I got it from one of the stewardesses when I was flying to Dallas, flight attendants. I'm sorry, I'm going to call her stewardess because she was an a-hole.
I'm going to refresh our IG feed.
And she immediately came up and kind of looked at me like, ugh, fat person on a cane. And you know what? There was a time when that would have made me cry inside. And I thought, you know what, honey? You do a musical about women's wrestling and fall off the stage and see if you can get up and finish the show, because I'm guessing not. We all have to stop apologizing for ourselves, because if you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to apologize for. So stop apologizing. If you want to get on with us today, we would love to have you on the show with us because we love you. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. We're going to get Nikki on with us. It's me and this gorgeous thing, Rebecca Haywood. And guess who has her own show now at LA Talk Radio? It's Rebecca Haywood. And guess when it's going to start? Next week, right after this show. How cool is that? But in the TV studio, because when you're Rebecca Haywood, you need to be on television. That's all I have to say about that. You know. Okay, so we're going to get Nikki on with us now. So Nikki, hang tight, baby, because we are coming for you. And if you want to get on live with us, 818-437-0886, you just send me a text. And we will set you up, my friends. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Here we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. The Skype song. Why is the Skype song so irritating? Like, who thought, oh, you know what? Let's put in a really irritating little song in the Skype program. So when you go to call somebody on Skype, you can't get it out of your head. And then you just slowly go mad thinking about it over and over and over again. All right. We're getting Nikki on with us right now. There she is.
Hello?
Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Say hi to Rebecca, and how may we help you?
Hi, Rebecca. I'm good. I was texting you the other day about the Mercury retrograde and how to kind of deal with it in a positive way, because I've been getting the negative part of it for the last couple of days and prior to it coming on the 7th. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, Rebecca, you were even saying about the Mercury retrograde this morning that it isn't something that normally affects you, but wow, this one. Do you want to share that story?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a story, but yeah, I just, there's not really much to tell, but what I want to share with you, I mean, really, it was just challenging to book my airplane tickets, like boohoo, and feeling tired.
Mm-hmm.
It hit me actually Monday night when all the planets were having their little disco party.
Exactly. Monday was absolutely terrible for me at work. I left the keys in the door at my house.
Yeah.
At work, my head just felt so cloudy.
Yeah.
It just was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was I'm a Cancer also because my birthday's on Saturday, so I feel that like it's really hitting me hard since I'm pretty sure it's in Cancer right now, right? I think so.
I don't know,
I think
Sheena.
that's what I was reading about, but I feel like it's just hitting me twice as hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say I have my moon is in Cancer. My sun and ascendant are Scorpio. And anyway, so whatever reason, it was hitting me. And sometimes these things do, sometimes they don't. And anytime anything is just feeling off for me, as much as I can, I go with the flow. So the sooner we can recognize it, it's kind of like, okay, woman to woman, right? When you realize that moment, you realize, oh, I'm about to get my period, right? When you're like, why have I been so emotional? Like, what's going on? Why do I feel so tired? Why do I feel so fat? And then all of a sudden, that moment, that reckoning moment of like, oh, yeah, it's that time of month coming. Oh, then suddenly there's an acceptance, right? It's like, okay, got it. And then we're not looking at our emotions through that lens of why, and I have to get rid of you and fix you and like something's wrong in my world. It's just simply, we're just an emotional being right now, or we're just a tired being right now, or we're just bloated right now. So yes, we're going to reach for the sundress.
Reach for the sundress, people. I can tell you a lot about Mercury retrograde. I mean, it really is everything that has to do with communication. Just literally goes berserko on you. So it can be the car won't start. We're living in Mercury retrograde hell right here because for some reason the callers can't hear Rebecca. In the chat room they can hear Rebecca. On the live feed they can hear Rebecca. I can hear Rebecca. They can hear Rebecca in the office, but for some reason callers can hear my microphone and not hers, which makes absolutely no sense. What? She's pretending to mess with me. I can't hear Rebecca now. Is she talking? I don't understand. Why is her mouth moving? It can also be communication with people. It can be misunderstandings. It can be you get a letter that says you haven't paid a bill you paid. It can there's so many different things that it can be. And there you know what I mean? It mostly just makes you feel off balance and unsettled. And this one everyone's taking everything personally, which can be another side effect of Mercury retrograde. Oh. Now I can hear Rebecca. and sweetheart Nikki, you can be a person that takes things too much to heart.
Yeah, I am.
Right?
I very.
You personalize
exactly.
everything, internalize everything. It's hard for you to not feel like something is directed at you, even when sometimes it obviously isn't, and you know that, but you still feel that way.
Correct.
So of course, this kind of upset in communication is going to mess with you, you know?
And
Right.
so don't take your Mercury retrograde personally either.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
laugh it off and go, oh God, it's this funky Mercury retrograde, and just laugh and then not worry about it, sweetie. And also
Right,
understand
that's
that
what I'm trying to do.
when we get near our birthdays, because I really believe that we reset, that our birthday starts a whole new year for us. We have our calendar year that starts in January in the Western world. We also have our birthday year. I'm of Irish descent, so I also do the Celtic year. Some people also do a year that has to do with their history or their backgrounds, their religions, whatever. So a whole new year is going to start for you on Saturday, and that's a lot of pressure because we put pressure on ourselves as that birthday comes. Like, oh my God, what did I do with this year, and what am I going to do with next year? And that can bring heightened feelings of uncertainty as well, love. So it's
Exactly. And I'm turning 21 also, so it's like, new.
Oh, that's a big time.
It's wonderful. That's wonderful, sweetie. You have so much life ahead of you. I hope as you get older, my wish for you, sweetie, is that you learn not to sweat the small stuff because it's only dragging you down, baby. It's only upsetting you, that you learn to let more things go so that you can just be freer and fly through the world and just be a ball of love.
Thank you.
That's what I wish for you, my friend. Thank you for the call. You are lovely and we adore you. And it was nice to talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde, and always stay in touch and let me know how you are.
Yeah, and tune in next week for Shameless
No,
Feminine.
your mic works when it's not.
But will she hear it?
Yep, she will.
And tune in next week for Shameless Feminine, the radio show that Sheena and I are going to be starting next
Yay!
week at 7 p.m.
We're so excited.
in the video studio. So tune in, sweetheart. I really want you there. We need all women of all generations, and we need our men too. So just because it's called Shameless Feminine, you mans, you welcome too.
Oh.
You more than welcome.
Where did you get the idea? I got to ask you. Where did you get the idea that somehow men won't like something if it has feminine on it?
Well,
Is
I
that
just
'cause-
think that people are quick to make assumptions, and so Shameless Feminine would be the assumption that it's for women. Yeah.
That would be like saying, I don't think that men watch the Miss America pageant because it's really just for women.
Yeah.
No. I think people are going to watch anything. I think men will watch anything you do, Rebecca. I don't think we ever have
God.
to worry about that. I don't think that's a problem. All right, so we're going to get Noelle on with us now, and here we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I keep forgetting to pull that down, and I keep getting the Skype song. The after song is horrible. It's like boo, 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 beer, beer, beer. It's like a gay robot on acid. I'm just saying, not the most spiritual thing I've ever said, but true. Yes. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Good.
Great. Say hi to Rebecca, and how may we help you?
Hi, Noelle. Oh, hi,
Hi,
Noelle.
Rebecca.
What's on your mind, my friend?
Hi. I'm not really even sure what to ask. I was hoping you guys could give me some guidance with some life issues I'm having right now.
Absolutely. What life issues?
Definitely financial, health, and it's kind of related to job as well. I'm not really sure how to break it down.
Okay. Can you tell us what's worrying you? Because that's what universe is saying. Why is she worried?
Well, I've had some health challenges over the past couple of years, and it's kind of taken some of my life in a different direction, and I'm having a hard time getting back on track.
Of course, sweetheart. But you know, first of all, sweetie, you know you're not giving yourself enough time, right? I mean, you know that you're not cutting yourself enough slack. You're not giving yourself enough of a break. Is that a way to put it? It's not about time, because I know for you it feels like it's been a lot of time. But you need to always remember that you're in many ways you're still healing, and you're healing emotionally and spiritually from all the healing that you've done physically. And you're wrapping your brain around sort of the 2.0 of your life. And that can be a lot. And you're not cutting yourself enough slack along the way, sweetheart. That there are all kinds of adjustments to be made, and and pressure to be taken off of you. You've always been too hard on yourself. Right?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now's a time where you have to say, look, I've had health stuff and health stuff sucks. And there is a recovery time with it. And there's a physical recovery time. And then the emotional and spiritual recovery time kicks in. And so, you can't expect to be the person that you were before. And if you relax into it, you will realize that you're a person who has grown in so many ways. But I think that you right now, sweetie, are more focused on what you don't have than what you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm definitely in that place.
You're comparing your life now to your life before the health challenges. And there's a part of you that's like, but why can't I just go back to being that? But why can't I be that? But why can't I be that? And you haven't yet embraced that what you are now is 100 times more awesome.
Yeah, I haven't yet.
You just have to find why. And when you find that inside of you, when you realize that the universe did you the biggest favor in the world by putting you through that journey, and you realize why it all happened and what it's all for, then a lot of things like the job situation, like a lot of places where you're almost feeling like a fish out of water in your own life, so many of those things are going to just click, 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 click right into place. And it's going to be the best time of your life.
Okay.
And I've been there, and I know what it's like, and I've been there. And I've been the person who was like, why can't I just be the person before? And now I'm like, oh man, you couldn't pay me enough to be that person. Boy, the universe did me a favor. With everything that I thought was going to be everything that made me put the back of my hand to my forehead and be very dramatic in my life was always the stuff that was the best thing in the world for me in the end. It was the best choices the universe could have made for me. You've just got to believe, my friend.
Okay.
I know it's so hard, sweetie. I know. But you know what? Part of what's holding you back from really embracing this 2.0 reset in your life is just that. You still have like 3 toenails wrapped around the old life, and you're hanging on for all it's worth with those just 3 long, craggy toenails like a sloth are wrapped around a life that doesn't exist anymore, and still trying to force you to be that person, so that you look at the person you are now and you're like, oh, failure, loser, not that person, not that person, not that person, not that person. And that's all you can concentrate on.
Yeah, it definitely has been a lot tougher than I imagined.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. But you know what? You're going to call someday and be like, or send me a text message, because I want you to keep my phone and feel free to use it. You're going to send me a text and be like, woohoo, you know what, Sheena? This was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. And I've learned about this and this and this, and I'm becoming all these things in my life that I never would have become if the universe hadn't put these challenges in front of me. And now I'm just going to soar, take off like an airplane, like just boom, because I was being held back by the fact that sometimes we really have to be pushed to the limits of what we can handle in order to ascend. I don't know why that is. That's above my pay grade. I only know that's so because I feel it in others' lives as I work with them, and I've lived it in my own life. I guess if I understood all the hows and the whys, I wouldn't have to be in this uncomfortable meat suit anymore, and I could go, sit on a cloud and hang out with the universe.
Oh, that's so tempting.
No, baby. We need you here right now, okay? You are needed here, my friend.
I understand. I understand.
All right. I'm going to pass you over to Rebecca, and then she's going to lull you to sleep with her beautiful voice. Here we go.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Yeah. So, I feel the challenge, the struggle, the depression with it as well. And what I really want to speak into is the perfection. And I know this is just like when we're in the thick of it, or when we've just come out of something, and we're still wearing that scent of hell on our skin, that the last thing we want to hear is that this was perfect and that life doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. right? We don't want to hear that. It's just like, no, right?
Sorry that Sheena just said it.
Yeah. And yet it is, and it takes time. And I can tell you that we were just talking about it. I've been blessed that I haven't had physical challenges on my spiritual journey of awakening, but I've had a heck of a lot of challenges, sexual trauma, name most of them is sexual trauma.
Sexual trauma and sexual trauma.
Yeah, and sexual trauma. And then, again, sexual trauma. And
well, I've had some of that. I've had some of that too, so I definitely understand.
Yeah. So, and it can be really challenging, especially when we're in the third, fourth, fifth round of that, to believe in the perfection of life and to believe that life is even looking out for us, that spirit is on our side. Like, what's going on here? And for me, as one who lived in what I call the mirror room, where I believed that I create my own reality. So how am I attracting this energy into my life? And I kept cleaning myself up and getting back on the horse, so to speak, which is a terrible metaphor. But really, in time, the perfection reveals itself. Just wait for that. It will come. Keep living your life, keep going, and kind of like our last caller with the Mercury retrograde, like it's going to make sense at some point. And in the meantime, find that smile, find that sense of humor, find that trust. Because I know for me, once I really proved to myself again, like enough times, that life is perfect and that challenges come at the perfect time in the perfect way to teach me the perfect thing, and that I will get some incredible gift out of it. Enough times of seeing that, I no longer question it. No matter what comes my way in life, I just don't question it. It's not that it makes it easy. It makes it easier. It doesn't make it easy, because it would be a challenge if it were easy. However, my faith and my trust in the universe, in the universal perfection, and in my journey no longer wavers. And that's what I want for you. I want you to know that perfection, it is coming. It will come for you. I mean, it is already here, but your understanding of the why will come for you. It will. Okay? So trust that. It is perfect, and something really beautiful is going to come out of this for you. And everything that Sheena said about clawing to that old self is absolutely another piece of this for you. Please let yourself go. Let yourself go into the now so that you can be here in the now. Because who you are now is so much stronger and compassionate. My grandmother used to say that we are given the suffering in our life so that we build compassion for humanity. And all that I would add to that is that, yes, so we build compassion, but also that we sharpen our tools so that we can serve humanity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this has been a time of training for you. Okay. So don't ring the bell.
Okay.
Keep going. But go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that's hard. If I knew what it was trying to get me to do, I would absolutely do it. I'm just not sure.
Sometimes I'm taking the creaky arm back. Sometimes sometimes, sweetie, the lesson is in the journey. Sometimes the not knowing is where the growing comes from. Sometimes the lesson is to hold in a space of not knowing and breathe through it with your head above the water, and just trust that the universe will pick you up and gently float you through and help you. Because you're a person who you want to control the outcome of everything yourself, darling. And now is the time, baby, where you're not supposed to control everything yourself. You're supposed to just say, you know what? I'm only one person. I'm just one soul, just one little soul on a journey. And now is the time for me to release to the universe, to trust in this giant source of love that has birthed me and is guiding me. And I just want you all to show me where I'm supposed to go, and just relax. Imagine a big kind of soft feather hand just scooping you up from underneath and just gently guiding you through the water. Don't think of it as something shocking or something scary or a big, scary, craggy finger pointing at you and saying, you must live this life. It's not like that. It's a gentle, loving energy that's just going to, pick you up and cradle you and carry you softly through the warm water to where you're supposed to go. You're not in an adversarial relationship with the universe, sweetheart. The universe loves you more than we can even imagine loving something else. The universe loves in a way that we cannot even fathom that kind of love in this consciousness at all. And you just have to trust that that kind of love exists. And you have to believe in that kind of love. And you have to know that you are 150% deserving of that love. And that you are taken care of, and you will continue to be taken care of. And anything that happens to us, it makes us go, oh, it's a lesson. And we're learning the lesson so that we can become a more evolved and loving soul, so that someday we can become part of the force that scoops somebody up and helps to guide them through the water. It's such a beautiful process. And you just have to trust in that process. And I tell myself that every time I hobble on these legs that I can barely stand on right now. I tell myself I am being taken care of, and I am being loved, and I am being nurtured through this entire thing. And then I make Rebecca carry my bags down the stairs. Because able-bodied friends rock. But you know what I mean? I mean, I know it's hard. There are times where you think, why in the effity F has this happened to me, or is this happening to me? And you just have to believe it's for growth in such a beautiful way. I remember when I was little and I was maybe one or maybe two, almost one of my earliest memories. My mom took me to the Mommy and Me swimming classes at the Y. And there was this moment where we would get in the pool and she was holding me, right? And you'd get in the pool and then they would make you dunk down under the water for like however many seconds. And she would have to dunk down, you hold your nose, and then you'd both go under the water for like 3 seconds. And I was absolutely terrified. I thought it was the most horrifying thing. And the only reason I did it was because I trusted her. And I knew as long as she was holding me, I was going to be okay. And now I'm really going to cry. I've been trying not to cry for like 10 minutes. I knew if she had her arms around me, I was going to be okay. And the truth is now I do all kinds of just crazy unleashed shit in a pool, and I don't even think twice about it. But I do remember that first time that I went in the pool that I love so much, the pool that I probably spend 300 days of the year in a pool, how scary it was the first time I went in that pool, and how I didn't understand why you would have to go in the pool, or why you had to learn to swim, or why anybody would stick their head under the water if they didn't have to. Because it was a lesson, and I had to learn the lesson and come out of it a swimmer, So it's the same thing, baby. You just got to trust that the universe has its arms around you like any beautiful parent does, and that you're 100% going to be okay. And sometimes now when I get scared, and I'm pretty much an orphan on the earth now with no biological family, I can feel my mother's arms around me, even though she's not embodied anymore. And it doesn't feel any different than it did when I was a year old and I was in that pool. And I can feel the universe put their arms around me in the same way. And it's the same kind of feeling, sweetie. And they're there and they want to do that for you. You just need to trust. You just need to let them give you a big old snuggle.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not discouraging that. So.
Okay, good. Good. One big universe snuggle coming up. We love you, sweetheart. Thank you for the call. Thank you for being so open and so vulnerable with us. And I'm always here. You use my text if you need it, okay? Use my phone number and text me if you need me. You use my email and you email me if you need me, okay? What a great show.
Yeah.
Okay, I cried, everybody. I try not to. On every show, I try not to cry. And I usually am a miserable fail with the crying. But, yeah, okay. So, Rebecca, you say something into your microphone because I'm just gonna calm down a little bit here.
You're
and
just gonna
get our
keep
next
crying
caller.
over
Get our
there?
next caller, True, ready to go. True, if you're out there, you're next, baby. So let me get you dialed into the system.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just kind of continue on that last phone call, because what you were just saying paired so beautifully with what I was talking about, the perfection and just wait for it. It will reveal itself of the why of it. And how that pairs together is, that sometimes, not sometimes, we really are trained. Our brain is trained by this world to focus on the negative, right? Like if there's a white cloth held up in front of you, what are you going to look at? If that white cloth has a little speck of dirt on it, that's what our eye goes to versus the all of the white cloth. And so we look at what's wrong in our life. We look at the negative, and that's why so many really testify to the attitude of gratitude, right? That practice of waking up each day and just, naming even just 3 things that you're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you want a mood shifter out of no matter what's going on in your day, just look around and find something to be grateful for. You'll find that it's very, very easy. And when we take on these eyes of gratitude, we become an opening for more abundance in our life. So even if we are completely in a place of lack, let's say financially, if we just start doing this practice of gratitude and being grateful for what we do have rather than focusing on what we don't have, then our life will open more. We will start to notice more and more abundance, and yes, also financial abundance. So remember that attitude of gratitude goes a long, long way, and really be mindful of what you're focusing on. Are you focusing on the white cloth or on the little speck of dirt?
It's like that Native American proverb, right? That there are 2 wolves. There is a black wolf and a white wolf, and the black wolf represents fear and anxiety and panic and feelings of inadequacy, and the white wolf represents love and fulfillment and calmness and tranquility. And they're both outside of your door, and they're fighting. Which one wins? And the answer is the one you feed. Mm-hmm. And it sometimes really is that simple. Like I've been talking about today, I talked about a haunted playground today. The universe is very much a mirror of us. And it oftentimes is just waiting to be the reflection of what we're doing, so it can show us what we're doing, and we can see ourselves in that mirror. So just, watch what you feed. Mm-hmm. And with that, we have True with us. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Hey, how have you been? It's been a while.
It's been a while, my friend. I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Nice. I'm so glad you're on the show with us. Please say hi to Rebecca, and how may we help you?
Hello.
Hi, Rebecca. First of all, Sheena, I want to congratulate you. I've seen you before, as you know, and I could see how much you've worked on your health.
Thank you.
And I could see how it's reflecting, and you're an inspiration as far as that goes.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I might want to sit down and talk with you and see how you did it. I still need to do it.
I'm happy to share. It's one day at a time, my friend, and a lot of it is just letting my spirit be my guide. I know that sounds like such an airy-fairy answer, but it's really focusing on the spiritual in my life and shedding a lot of the false ideologies of what I thought I was supposed to be in this world and embracing who I really am. I think that we societally grow up thinking, oh, I have to be this kind of woman, or I have to be this kind of person, or I have to do this for a living, or I have to think this. And, my mama always told me, don't just be you, kid. Just be you. Why? Just don't worry about it. Just be you. But I was like, no, I must do this and I must do that. And the bottom line is that wasn't really who I am. And I think when you really find who you are at your core, then the physical stuff and the emotional stuff kind of follows suit and fixes itself.
To me, it seems like it's predicated on that, having your spiritual legs, and that's something I've been pursuing for a long time.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, as far as what you can help me with now, well, I just came back from the doctor a little while ago. I have to get a CAT scan on my head to check my brain.
Okay.
Because I've been on blood thinners for years because I have a heart condition. But I've just been through a lot in the last couple of years, with my health. And, actually I've got good news I'd like to share too.
Please.
I was diagnosed with endometrial cancer last year, and I had complete surgery to get rid of everything. And of course they wanted me to do chemo and radiation to follow. And I actually refused to do that, and I sought alternative treatment, and I'm in remission.
Good for you.
Yay.
Good for you. What
Congratulations,
if you don't mind me asking, love, just for people who are in the chat room or people who are listening, what did you do? What was your alternative idea? What did you do alternatively?
Well, I found out about a gentleman who's a medical anthropologist, and he was taking, he checks people's blood through the microscope, and he uses full extract cannabis oil, not just CBD, but it also includes THC, and botanical enzymes. So I've been doing both of those on a daily basis. So, and he kept a check on my blood because he can actually see what's going on at the cellular level as to what's going on. And the last time he checked it, he said there was no indication of any cancer going on. So I was optimistic. But then last Wednesday, I got the results of my last CAT scan. For they're monitoring me. My surgeon is monitoring me, and when I got the all clear from her, I was relieved. I mean, I was optimistic, but I was relieved when she officially told me that I was still in remission. So I've actually been in remission since December, the middle of December of last year.
That's wonderful.
So,
congratulations.
Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't see poisoning my body with chemotherapy and radiation. To me, that's like taking a bazooka to your house to get rid of a few pests.
You know what
I mean?
I'm not a doctor, so let me just say that I'm not a doctor, but I feel the same way. And I had a someone very close to me in the last couple of years that was diagnosed with a cancer, and because it had metastasized from one female organ to another, so from uterus to ovaries, they wanted to do the chemo and the radiation, even though it hadn't left that area, and they got all of it. And I said, "Are you sure you want to do both, or do you need to?" And in all honesty, what has really killed her is the side effects of those two things. And now it's been years, and it's ongoing, and she's in misery and is not the same person, and is very depressed by it, and is still having a horrible time, issues with neuropathy and walking, and it's a decision we all have to make, right? And we don't know what the right decision. We all have to make the right decision for us. None of us can tell somebody else what to do or not to do. I can tell you that when I got diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic with sugars through the roof, I chose not to go on the minimal amount of medication to correct my diet and then get off medication. And there are a lot of people that give me a hard time, and they're like, "But you should be on medication because ... And even though you don't need it, and even though your A1C is normal, don't you want to be on the medication because of ... And my theory is no, if something says normal to me, I don't want to be on medication. I think medication should be only if you can't get something normal, not as we all just should be on medication because yay medication. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. But I'm very different.
No, neither do I.
I know I have a lot of friends that are diabetics, and their A1C is the almost where mine is now, but they're insisting on being on 5-6 different kinds of medications, all for different things. And I have to be on a couple of blood pressure medications. Unfortunately, I've tried to do that holistically, and it hasn't worked so far. I don't know what about my life could possibly be stressful and give me high blood pressure, but as soon as I can get that down, man, I'm off it, because I think there's so many people in the world dealing with health issues and things they can't get away from, that anything we can do to take the chemicals out of our system, we should do it if we can. And I feel very fortunate as a diabetic that that's something you can have, that for whatever reason, if you're a type 2 diabetic, you can correct it with diet. I mean, and not everybody can, but I was very fortunate that I could. So, I'm very proud of you for making an informed decision. And I'm sure if it had been different and it wasn't working, then you would have said, well, sure, absolutely. Now I'm going to try the Western medicine. But I think we just need to incorporate a balance of Eastern and Western in our lives.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And, the thing I really appreciate is the fact that my gynecological surgeon told me, when I told her I was not going to do chemo and radiation, because she kept pushing it initially, because they found a little bit outside of my uterus. It was in one of my aortic lymph nodes, because they took out everything in the surrounding lymph nodes is what they did. And she staged me at stage 3 Actually, I think it was 32C to be precise. And she said she finally relented and said, you know what, I can't tell you what to do. I can only advise you, but at least let me monitor you. And I said, oh, yeah, that goes without saying. I definitely want you to continue to monitor me. So that's what she's been doing. And when I saw her last, which was, I think, last Wednesday, she told me that given the fact that I was stage 3 and refused to do chemo and radiation, and I'm in remission now, she says it's a miracle.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
it's wonderful. So what's going on with your head, though? That was your question.
Well, actually, it's not just my head; it's my heart too. It's all related to that too, because I've been dealing with heart issues since the early 2000s, and I've been on blood thinners, I guess now, since 2008. I just recently switched to something that's not Coumadin. Before that, I was taking Coumadin, and I had to go and get those tests all the time to check my INR, which right now I can't remember what that stands for. But anyhow, I got on something where I don't have to get my blood checked every month or every week or however. But he said, and this is a new doctor, by the way. I've never seen this guy before. He's seeing me while my regular primary is on maternity leave. But anyway, he said, given the fact that he's never seen me before and what I explained to him that I was experiencing, because I was experiencing once in a while I'd get some dizziness or some lightheadedness, and it would last for a couple minutes at a time. And also I kind of feel like I'm having too many senior moments, and I'm not that old, So I expressed my concerns, and he wants me to go get a CAT scan. He said it's possible that I might be having microbleeds in my brain.
Well, I always think it's a good idea to get the scan and do it. But I don't think that's what's going on. But I think you should get the scan, and I say that only so that you relax. I think that some of it is that you need to clean your diet up. And I think that some of it is that you, I think a lot of it is that you need to clean the diet up. How much sugar are you doing?
I don't do sugar on a daily basis. But truthfully, I don't know. I guess when I do eat sugar, I'll eat a lot at one time. But like I said, I don't do it every day.
I feel like the senior moments have to do with just bad things in your system. But do go get it checked out.
Okay.
But
there is one other thing though too. And I'm going to go see my cardiologist on the 17th. But last time I got an echocardiogram, I was told that I've got some valves that are leaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already had one valve replacement surgery back in 2003. So I'm kind of concerned about whether or not I'm going to have to go through that again anytime soon.
I don't think it's anything that's in your immediate future. They're going to keep an eye on it.
I hope not.
And they should.
What's that?
They're going to keep an eye on it, and they should. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they don't have to. I'm hoping they won't have to crack my chest open again. I'm hoping it'll get to a point where technology is such where they can just go through a vein and go up into my heart.
Exactly, go up like they do with an angioplasty and fix it that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens.
That would be wonderful. Keep the faith, my friend. I'm so proud of you. And we're totally out of time, or I would give you to Rebecca. I'm withholding Rebecca from you because I'm just that kind of girl. Rebecca, where can people find you online?
So you can find my website, RebeccaHaywood.com, and you can find me on social media pretty much everywhere at Shaman Sister. And yeah, I hope we still have a couple spaces left for my journey to Mexico coming August 1st through 10th. So check that out on my website, Shameless Heart. And tune in next week at this time at 7 p.m. We'll be turning the dial.
The team continues.
Yeah, the team will continue to Shameless Feminine. a new radio show with yours truly and Sheena sitting, helping me engineer the show because, oh my gosh, there's no way.
Yeah, and I might talk sometimes.
Yeah, she's absolutely going to talk. Are you kidding me?
And I'm going to be in the chat room hanging out with y'all while Rebecca says beautiful things to you.
Talk about shameless feminine right here, people. Right here.
It's about as shamelessly feminine as it gets.
Shamelessly shameless. That's the key. That's
shameless Sheena.
Who is the shameless feminine? Mm-hmm. She is shamelessly shameless.
I think we should call each other shameless Sheena and shameless Rebecca.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it works better with your name.
Feel free to call me Shameless Sheena, the engineering, and on engineering, Shameless Sheena.
Shameless Sheena.
I love you all so much, and thank you so much for being here with us today. If you want to see the past broadcasts of these special broadcasts we call Lightworkers Unite, you can go to welightworkersunite.com. You can also find my spiritual practice at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. A big, huge, wonderful site is being built. It's just taken a little bit of time, so bear with it. It's going to be gorgeous when it is unleashed on the world. Also, I'm the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity at IamRaisingTheVibration.com, and our nonprofit hub is RaisingTheVibration.org. You can go and check that out. And then also social media, I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. And this little show, the Sheena Metal Experience, is at SheenaMetalExperience.com and at LATalkRadio.com. And please join us because you know what happens here on the show. I know you do. Every Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time, we rip the veil off the human sideshow and expose those big old Homo sapiens at their most bizarre sometimes and at their most beautiful every single day. And you know it's my show, and that's true, my friends. It is my show. But what it really is, always and forever, it's your experience. Thanks for listening. Have a great night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow right here on LA Talk Radio. Bye-bye.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.